Do 8, all about how to write a check. This is kind of an outdated way of withdrawing money from your bank account, but it still exists, and there will be times in your life where you'll need to know how to write a check. So we're going to go through it. We're going to be able to write a check and calculate the balance in a check register. The only vocab we need to be familiar with is a withdrawal. We've already been working with this idea. A withdrawal is a way to take money out of your checking account. These blanks match up with your note sheet from class. A check is a type of withdrawal. It's a paper document directing a bank to take money out of your checking account. Before we write checks, we have to get familiar with writing numbers as words. So write this amount in word form, $65.29. You're pretty much just going to write it the way that it sounds. Okay, but we can leave out the word dollars when we write checks. So 65, I'm going to leave out the word dollars, and that's my decimal point, 29 cents. Instead of writing out the word 29 cents, I'm going to write 29 as a fraction out of 100. That's the way that we write cents for checks. You may also see this, some people when they write checks, they'll write it 29 over XX or 29 over 00. Any of those three ways of writing checks is acceptable. Write this amount in word form. Pause the video, give it a try. Okay, hopefully you came up with 26. We can leave out the word dollars. And 55 out of 100. It's out of 100 because there are 100 cents in a dollar. So this 55 cents is 55 hundredths of a dollar. And let's go back the other way. So let's practice writing the amount as a number. 23 and 42 out of $100. 23.42. Okay, the dollar sign goes in front, remember. Pause the video, try this. Hopefully you came up with 30.20, $30.20. Now let's practice this. Margaret is buying a gift at Target on March 23rd, 2021 for Kendra's birthday. The cost of the gift is $45.78. This is a check, okay? Some things to be aware of with your check. Right up here is your check number. This check number is 101. Check number. Notice down here, your check number also appears. It has a 0 in front of it, but 0101, those match. Okay, so those numbers are always going to match. And then right here, this is your account number. That is specific to you. Nobody else knows your account number, and you should keep it that way, keep it a secret. And then this first number right here, this is your routing number. That is unique to your bank. So if everybody banks at Huntington in the class, then everybody would have the same routing number, but each student would have a different account number because they'd have their own account. Okay, so let's write this out. When we're writing a check, first thing we want to do is put the date. So Margaret's writing this check on March 23rd, 2021. And Margaret is making a purchase from Target. So this line that says pay to the order of, that is who are we going to pay this money to? Well, we're going to pay it to Target. Next thing we do is write the amount of money in numbers. $45.78, that goes right here on this line. And then this big line with the word dollars after it, that's where we write our amount of money in words. 45, and we can leave out the word dollars because it's already here on the line for us. 45 and 78 out of 100. We're going to write that as a fraction. Notice how there's still a blank left. In the old days, when people were mailing checks very often, it was very important that nobody could change the number written on this line. Nobody could add in extra words after it. So because of that, it's best practice. You need to write a line like that from where the fraction ends to the end of the line, so that if somebody steals your check in the mail, they can't steal your money. If a bank has trouble reading your number, like if your 5 kind of looks like a 6, they're going to honor the wording because it's harder to mess up the wording line than the number line. The for line, that is just what it's for. So you could leave it blank, or you could write Kendra's gift. And then this is your signature line. So we're going to write Margaret's name. You can't write in cursive, that's okay. And that's our check. There are steps: write the date, write the name, who you're giving the payment to, the amount of check in numbers, amount in words, make a note on the memo line, and then sign the check. Pause the video and try this. All right, Rico is buying a tool at Ace Hardware. Let's just give it a random date. I'll choose today's date. It's 9/22/21. Rico's buying this tool from Ace Hardware, so that's who the payment's being made to. The cost is $165.52. And so when writing this out, we want to write 165, and now's our decimal point, and 52 out of 100. And then write our line. For, we could leave this blank. It's really not important, but I'll just put tool here, and then we're going to write Rico's signature. That's Rico's check. Take a look at this example. Jim is paying a home repair bill to Tom's Home Repair for $247.25. Did he write his check correctly? If he didn't, fix it. So what is Jim missing? Jim is missing the date. Jim needs a date. Write the date in there. And then paying to Tom's Home Repair, that looks good. The amount, $247.25 in numbers, that looks good. But when we look at the amount in words, it says $240 and 25 out of 100. This is a problem because he wrote 40 instead of 47. He needs to write in the word 7. Everything else looks good though. Final example, Alice wrote check number 311 to the health clinic for $98.72. Did she write it correctly? If not, fix it. Alice is missing a date. Make sure you write the date because we have to know when is this payment good for. It's paid to the order of health clinic, that looks fine. 98.72 in numbers, that looks fine. In words, 98 and 72. The problem is that this 72 is not written as a fraction, so this needs to be written as 72 out of 100. Because if you just look at it this way, it could be $98 and $72. That's a problem. That's a lot more money than Allison's intended to spend. Alice wrote the memo and Alice signed. Everything else looks good. That's how to write a check. See you in class.